Alright. Okay, what's up, you guys? Stan the Schmovement Man here with another Xenoverse tips, tricks, tutorial, fucking whatever the fuck you want. PvP video on how to move in Xenoverse 2. Um, Now this video is gonna be, I know it's very simple how to move in this game. Oh, I know how to move. I know how to do, every movement option in this game. Um, this is going to be a two-parter in terms of like, the first video is going to basically be like all of your movement options and all of your tools you can use, basically how you can move in Xenoverse 2. And the next video is going to be more about how you can apply those movement options and how you should move in Xenoverse 2. So this video, how you can move, next video, how you should move. If you've learned something in this video, even if you're an experienced player, let me know down in the comments down below. Or let me know down in the comments if I missed anything. Um, so yeah, this video is gonna be more for newer players though. Anyway, yeah. And if you aren't already, sub to my channel for more tips, tricks, shits video, because I will be teaching essentially everything in terms of PvP in this game, because that is what I mostly do. So yeah, without further ado, let me get right into it. So the things I will be teaching in this video is stepping, step vanishing, boosting, burst dashing, and well, I guess jumping. I'll teach jumping. So yeah. So the first thing I will actually the first thing I'll be talking about is simply moving the left stick. So what happens when you move the left stick? So let's say um you move. That's it. That is the mother of all movement options in at least all video games. You move the left stick, you move around. Now, if you're not locked on your opponent, then it is a simple, um, it is a simple, basic third-person, video game. But you have to lock like 90%, 99% of this game, you will be locked onto something. Now, one thing to note that I need to explain is your movement is in tandem with your with where your opponent is on your screen. So, for instance, Broly is on Broly is to the right of me. So that means if I want to go forward, that means I have to flick the stick up and to the right because he's on my right. But if he's on the left side of my screen or the left side of my character, like I'm over here, I'm on the right. Now I'm on the left. Now I'm on the right. So if Broly's to the left, then I have to move forward to him. So I have to move up and to the left. If I move it completely to the left, then I'm gonna move that way. But if I move it completely to the right, you get the idea. So now Broly's in the middle of my screen, or at least to some degree. I just move it forward to move forward towards Broly, and then I move it backwards, etc. So on and so forth. So yeah, that is one thing to note about camera work or whatever. But this is more about movement. So if you move the left stick, no, we do not get iframes for just moving the left stick. Very simple. But one thing to note is that half of the moves in the game can simply be dodged by just, flying around. That's why sometimes I will literally just, lock off and just move around because, you know, I know that my opponent has just straight moving moves because most moves in this game go straight. Godfist kind of tracks you, but whatever. Moves like Kamehameha, uh, energy wave combo, shit like that, they are straight moving moves and they won't catch me. Broly though, his main move at as a combo finisher is a tracking move. So you know, you can't just fly around and you'll dodge it. You can't just fly around left and right and you'll dodge it, as you can see. Oh, you can't just move around it. I guess that is a good thing to show. Either way though, yes. There you go. If you're on the ground, you will just walk around, but if you're in the air, you'll fly around. So that is the next thing I'm going to go into is ascending and descending. Now, one thing I want to note again is my controller scheme is controller type C, as you can see. So my ascension and descension is everything on my left hand. I don't know what it is for you. I think it might be like your A button or something like that. Something like that. But yeah. So left bumper is up for me and left trigger is down for me. So for you, you'll have to experiment with it. But yeah. If you're on the ground though, if you just tap the ascend button, you will just jump. If you do the descend button, it will do nothing. But if you tap and hold the ascend button, you will fly off the ground and you will keep going up, until you hit the sky. There is a limit to how high we can go. As you can see, there's like a little wall right there. So yeah. Um, one thing I want to note about jumping, it has iframes for going upwards. No, shocker, weird. To showcase it, I'll make Broly hit me with a thing. Broly, do your thing. There you go. As you can see, you got iframes, but only for the when you rise up. If you meet the height of your jump, you do not get iframes. So it's only at the start of jumping, right? You can actually go like this. I mean, okay, well, whatever. Either way, you could just go like that and get to my frames. So yeah. So the next thing I want to go into is I guess stepping. Pressing for me it's the A button. Again, it's gonna be different for you. Just figure it out, jackass. So stepping is it's literally a step up from just moving the left stick. You press the step button and you step. Now, yes, you can just spam literally to some degree, you can spam the button and dodge half of the other person's attack options in the game. Now, note I said half of them. Burley can still kind of catch me, but if I spam it, you know, half of all the attacks he will hit me with. But the other half he won't, like grabs, burst dashes. Shoo! See, dodge. Boom, right there. He will hit me with this. There you go. Now, if you hold the step button, you will get what's known as a boost. Or a lot of players like to say it's just flying around. But the game, as you can see, it says boost. Boost slash step. You see it right there? Again, I don't know the button for you. I think it's the left trigger for most people, but I'm not sure. But for me, it's the A button. So if you hold the step button, then you will go into a boost. There you go. Now you're flying around. Woo, look at me, I'm fucking Superman. Oh my god. One thing to note about boosting in this game is it does have iframes for the beginning. Let me see if I can time it. But only for like a quick second. So, probably only for like a good second. A good millisecond. Okay, well I can't get it right here. But either way, um, that's more of a speculation though, because we just see that all the time. People just boost dash away. A lot of pro players would like to say that simply boosting around, like flying around, is 100% not a good thing to do in Xenoverse. Um, and to that I say yes and no. That is correct and incorrect. There is some tech for doing, boost dashing around or boosting around, whatever. But again, this is a two-parter. I will go into that in the next video. So sub to my channel and, you'll get that video soon. But yeah, so for, um, that is it in terms of boosting. If you're new to the game and you're on a question of should you boost or not, just no, don't do it. Because most of your movement options will be coming from stepping and step vanishing. So yeah, which is the next thing I'm going to go into, step vanishing. So step vanishing is a step up from stepping. Does that make sense? You know, stepping is a step up from just moving around, and a step up from stepping is step vanishing, which is exactly what it looks like. Like, you know, you vanish for a good second or two. You can see. Now this is 100. This 100% has iframes. Really, do your thing. And it is very obvious as to where the iframes are. You know, it's while your character is invisible. But if you reappear, uh, if you do it too early or something, and you reappear, as you can see, you know, you will get hit by something. You get a lot less for going backwards, but that really doesn't matter, you know? So yeah, that is step vanishing. You get iframes while you vanish. Now, one thing I want to say here and now. Hold on. Those are officially the two most important movement options in the game. Like, forget about boosting, forget about flying around, forget about jumping or going up and down. These are the only movement options that you can essentially learn, and you can play the most. Like, you can essentially just go your entire Xeno career with only learning these and get pretty damn far in terms of winning against people. In fact, you can literally just shut off this video right here and now if you're getting bored. And that's all you really need to know if you're new at the game, you know? Obviously, I'm going to go into more movement options. But yeah, that is all you need to know, is those two movement options. Just stepping and step vanishing. This is our, like, think of it like Dark Souls, where, you know, in Dark Souls, you press the B button, you get iframes. This is our movement option in Xenoverse 2. You could essentially just spam the buttons against people trying to chase after you. And you will essentially get away with most of most of people's attacks. Obviously you need to combine like blocking and shit with it, but yeah, that is mostly how we dodge in this game. Now obviously, as you can see, this big fucking hulking motherfucker is catching me, so you have to kind of mix in dodging and attacking to get most of your movement options out, like to benefit from your movement options. You know, you're not completely invincible. You kind of have to practice it. So go into the training mode, have the AI try and catch you again and again, and practice, going backwards. In the next video, I will be explaining, what you want to do with these movement options. But yeah, just go into the training mode and play around with, moving around like a little fucking baby that just learned how to walk. So yeah, um, that is the most important thing you need to learn. So yeah, it's about it in terms of that. But now I'm going to go into something slightly more advanced, which I like to call burst dashing, because the screen like goes white and everything goes blue, and it just looks like a burst or whatever it's called. So yeah, the game likes to call this dragon rushing. I call it burst dashing. I just call it burst dashing from frame one. Now, there are two types of burst dashing. There's just the forward one, which takes no stamina. It's just, your average run-of-the-mill homing move. Yes, it does have iframes, that which I'll show in a second. And there's the behind one. There's the forward one and the behind one. Now, to do a burst dash, or dragon rush, whichever you want to call it, again, it's going to be different from you, but for me, it's my jump and my weak attack button, or whatever, it's my X button, my left bumper and my X button. Can't do it with the Y button, but I can do it with the X button, as you can see on the left. So yeah, you do that, and one thing I want to note, and this is a big note too, this is the main reason why this movement option is very good, is because this shit has iframes during the entire thing, right? So let's say Broly throws out a move, and I want to dodge it somehow, but it's very hard, like, it's very hard to dodge it. Oh, what are you doing? Shit hurts like a bitch, and you can't block it either. So now what do? You don't want to get hit by it. Well, you can burst dash through the entire thing. Boom. Look at that. Iframes for days. Iframes forever and ever. There you go. You can also do the behind version. You can switch to the behind version in the middle of it. And yeah. Also, one thing to note about ultimates. Really stay on the floor. Is if someone just rolls out an ultimate and just throws that shit out. Really throw it out. And they have stamina. As you can see, they have super armor. So if they just throw that shit out and you do the second input, that's what we call it, the second input of the burst dash, and you go behind them, it breaks their stamina, as you can see. So yeah, that is one good use. It does not do it in the forward one, though. That is one thing to note. It does not do it in the forward one. I have to wait for him to get his stamina back. Because as you can see, if he throws out the ultimate and he doesn't have stamina, then, you know, he doesn't have super armor. But he does if he has stamina. Broly, look at me. Do the thing. Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong, jackass? Not feeling it today? I forgot to put it on the thing. But yeah, that's how Broly do it. The forward one does not do it. Does not break their stamina, as you can see. But still, yeah, it does give you iframes. There you go. Alright, one thing to note, though, and this might actually be for more pro players, more experienced players. The start of a burst dash does not give you iframes. I see people complain about this all the time. They're like, what? Huh? How did that hit me? I got iframes. But the start of it, as you can see, does not give you iframes. So if Broly throws out the shit and I start to do it, you know, while I'm inside of it, it does not give you iframes. As you can see, I pressed it. I clearly pressed it. But the start of it does not give you iframes. So you have to time it well, or you have to predict when it's going to come out, you know? Get hit by it, as you can see. So yeah, that is just something you have to note. So if you, if you roll out of a shit and you double burst dash it, and then it hits you, then yes, it will most likely, like, it's gonna fucking hit you. But yeah, there is another use for burst dashing. You know, you can do it like you can combo in from it. You can vanish from it. You could essentially the number one way that everyone uses burst dashing or dragon rushing, whatever you want to call it, is you start a combo from it. You know. But some characters, as you can see, Gogeta cannot combo from it. He cannot fly up and do a combo from it. He can. He can't, but he also can. Now, in a second, I will show you. But if you need a crutch for it, then just, do it from a super, you know? Or do it from, God Fist, you know? Or do God Fist, do the thing, and then do the God Fist again. Can't do it from the super, though. Nor this one. Yeah. But, as you can see, if Broly gets his buff in a second here, right there, and then let's get yet another buff going. As you can see, I can now follow up. There you go. I can now follow up with it. Now, if you can't reach them in time, like if your character can barely reach them, some characters can, some characters have. I think like half the like characters like Videl, female Earthlings, characters like that, they can and they do it very, very well. But Gogeta, Broly, these characters can't. So, but if you can barely make it, then do a kick away into super or something like that, or do like there you go. Gogeta barely did without his buffs. There you go. But he cannot do it, with the punch. But anyway, yeah. So And with that said, that is the last movement option in the game, I believe so. I can't really think of anything else. I guess one thing to note is stepping can be canceled with guarding or whatever. But everything else, I'll go into more depth in everything else, can be more like the tech will be explained in the next video. So as I said, in the next video, so now we have our tools. We have our stepping. We have our step vanishing. We have our burst dashing. We have our boost dashing. We have our, cancels. Oh, one thing I want to note is that you can cancel your combos with a boost dash. So you can essentially go like this. But anyway, yeah. So we have all of our tools. In the next video, I will be explaining how you should use this and what scenarios should you use this, I kind of explained in what scenarios here, but yeah, with that said, that is the end of this video. Again, if I forgot something, please let me know down in the comment section below how much a Storm is a dumbass. Sub to my channel to learn a lot more stuff on how to PvP in this game, because I will be explaining a lot more. But anyway, yeah, I will see you in the next video. Ciao. Goodbye. Stan the Schmovement Man out.